Lady Shan, none them season, you know what's going on. We're live and direct. Facts, stats, and data. If you can't back it up, we don't want to hear from you. If you're not talking about facts, stats, and data, we don't want to hear about it. Leave your opinion at the door. Let's go.
Landlord in the building. Hey guys. Well. Oh, the disappointments in the building. It's like 10 days in the building. They're trucking and shuffling and driving and to and froing. It's a dancing building. There's too many people in the building. Those people need to leave the building. Stop. You can't enter the building. Heads will roll and it should be Stan's. Stan's head should roll all the way down the hill, leaving the building. Ridiculous building. Gobsmacked building. It's a quiet building. It should have been a quiet building. Egotistical building. Fool in other buildings. Wait, what? The confusion is in the building. Some ritualistic building. All right. I guess you guys know what I'm talking about. So Daniel Dubois was throwing a party, and it wasn't him. Sorry, it wasn't him. It was Stan Dubois, his dad, narcissistic dad, that was throwing a party on the afternoon of the Alexander Usyk fight. Stand by. That's my champ right there.
That would be fun.
This is what I've heard now at Daniel Dubois' house, ordered by his father, with about 70 people at the house.
The day of?
The day of. The afternoon
impossible.
of. The afternoon
Was
of.
Daniel there?
Yes.
Was Daniel there?
Daniel couldn't have been around.
And the people that were there were not known to Daniel, to such a point that Daniel actually asked his father if he could go out for a drive because he didn't know anybody there.
That is insane. Sorry.
And then beyond that, you'll see footage of it. The entourage, this party that Daniel doesn't seem to know anybody of, were all coming to the fight, but they weren't allowed in the arena. And so on the way in, they're being asked by security as to the reasons why they come in, and Daniel is being stopped and told, I think his father told security that unless you let these guys in, he's not fighting.
Oh, that is sorry.
How disruptive.
That is very. No, that is a different story altogether. That is insanely disruptive. Wow.
I mean, we're talking about fighters being regimental on the day and superstitious on the day, and some fighters want to wear a ring in their laces and all that sort of stuff. And it all has to be on point for you to go in there, because, like you say, like any little thing can throw you off track.
That is not a little thing.
Could you imagine? No, can you
That's why I'm
imagine going through that?
Yeah.
No.
And the problem is, it's coming from someone that he looks out of the ring when they're talking. It's coming from his dad. Obviously, I've trained with him. His dad's a huge part of his life. So that is obviously going to be disruptive.
Are you surprised by this, Joe?
I am very surprised. It's shocked.
It's like candy. Poor Daniel. Poor Daniel. You know, he goes and he marches to the beat of his dad's drum. And as Simon Jordan said, he asks for permission to absolutely leave and go and take a drive. Now, anybody knows that about autism, people that are autistic usually don't like a lot of people around them. And if the people who are around them are a part of their day-to-day life, they need to stay in a consistent state of stability, pattern, and they have to have routine. We're hearing that the dad had 50, 60, 70 people in the house. And they did this ritual before, on the day of the Anthony Joshua fight as well. God. So they thought this must be the way that we conduct ourselves as professionals in the sport. This is blown my mind. This is absolutely... My mind has left the ball dizzy. He is not going to tell his dad, I don't want to do this, I can't do this. And his dad knows this. And listen, Linda, when you're getting what's reported 70 million, you know, you are to be happy. But how about you celebrate that after the fight, whether it's win, lose or draw? Celebratory acts should be saved till after the thing that you want to celebrate. I hope that made sense. Pre-celebrations is diabolical. It's a diabolical building. A stupid building. The Pythagoras theorem left the ball dizzy. That dad is so happy spending Daniel's money, hard-earned money, disrespecting Don Charles, disrespecting his own self, really, disrespecting his son. That's why I could see why his daughter, Caroline Dubois, left. She was like, oh, yeah, this, you lot stay here. I'm out the ball dizzy. I bet you Daniel really misses his sister as she does him. But self-preservation is muy importante. So I think she did what was best for her, herself, her own mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical and professional well-being. Oh, man. And by the way, I'm not saying that Daniel would have won if this wasn't done. But what I am saying is that this isn't the correct way to have your child in a state of chaos. And that's why Daniel was saying, I'm going to bring chaos. That chaos, he was knackered probably by the time, mentally drained, not all there in his head, like trying to compartmentalize and understand and comprehend emotions, situational awareness as an autistic person. Look, I've met Daniel briefly, and he's a lovely, lovely fella. Handsome lad, lovely, lovely fella. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This is a very sad thing that's happening to him, and that's happened to him, and his dad needs to fall back. If his dad truly cares about his son, he needs to go and just be a father. Don Charles, if Don Charles isn't appreciated, which I never see Daniel ever thanking him. I've been saying this. I don't know. People just cottoning on to it now that Daniel never thanks Don Charles. I did see that he did a little elbow to Don Charles. I missed it in its first moment. And then when I was watching stuff back, I was like, did he just dig Don Charles with his elbow, Daniel Dubois? Hearing the dad never acknowledges him either. I mean, this is pathetic. This is sad. This is very, very sad, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, man. But, you know, he possibly could have dished out a better performance against Alexander Usyk. At least bettering what he did in the first fight and maybe surviving longer or giving Usyk some moments of real trouble, you know. But we won't ever know. It's just been shrouded. He's been shrouded in controversy since number one fight. Now, full circle, 360 back to that same controversy with the second fight. And this is just sad. So, Daniel Dubois, I hope you find a resolution. You've got a lot of money. I believe he still wants to box. People are asking me, oh, do you think he still wants to box? He's boxing because of his dad. I personally think that's all he knows, and he absolutely, genuinely loves boxing. And I think he does want to box for himself. Boxing and getting to championship levels and making a lot of money. I don't think, as as a, I was going to say, as some autistic people don't really care about that. They care. He's probably doing that part for the adulation of his dad. Not saying that doesn't give himself happiness with himself. But that part of the boxing, I think it's his dad that cares about the money, his dad that cares about showing off and flossing. I don't think that's on Daniel's end. And nor should it be, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. So I think he will come again because he still wants to box. He'll take a little time off. I mean, I think he should dive back into the media, head on, Daniel. Don't leave it really a long gap. Speak to Don Charles and making an appearance with Don Charles over a few media platforms and just face stuff head on. People will respect that. You know what I mean? People definitely respect that. Because there's nothing to feel ashamed of, to be honest. Nothing to feel ashamed of. And he's a great person. He's a great fighter, and he's a young'un, so he'll be back. I do think the autism has a lot to do with how he processes things that happen in a fight, and which allows him just to tap out nonchalantly, as you saw him just get up from that 10 count and just walk across the ring. I said it on my live watch along when it was happening. I was like, he just casually strolled over. But that's a part of autism, and that's a part of, he was hurt, but he wasn't hurt to a degree where he couldn't get back up. He chose not to get back up, and that's a part of the processes of an autistic brain can encounter. So it could be a problem going forth in his career. That could always happen. But who am I? It's just that my mum taught autistic kids for 17 years. So I kind of know quite a few bits about autism. That's all. But yeah. I thought I'd bring that from me to you, from you to me. You dares, Rodders. You dares. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's Lady Shan, rep none less. Come what's with Shan. Gyan! Yeah, Stan needs to leave the building. Gyan!